see a lot of scarlet and gray tonight. A record crowd is expected for this home opener, where the Buckeyes have won 35 straight home openers, and they come in ranked the number 8 team in the country. For the first time, they meet the Hokies of Virginia Tech. College football's active winningest coach, Frank Beamer, set to square off against Urban Meyer and the Buckeyes. Both teams off to 1-0 starts so far in the season. How big's the game? King James is in the house. And a big game for JT Barrett as well, making his first appearance at Ohio Stadium as a starting quarterback against Michael Brewer, the quarterback for the Hokies of Virginia Tech. The ACC meets the Big Ten next. And we welcome you to ESPN's College Football Primetime, presented by Hampton Hotels. The matchup, the Hokies of Virginia Tech from the ACC and the Buckeyes of Ohio State, ranked 8th in the country. I mentioned 35 straight home openers they've won. They've also won 25 regular season games in a row. That's the most in the country. And here comes Ohio State. And welcome to Columbus. Hi, everybody. Brad Nessler along with Ty Blackledge. Well, the Buckeyes have dropped 3 spots in the national rankings this week. And, Ledge, you know, a month ago, a lot of Buckeye fans and a lot of people around the country were thinking this team's capable of maybe making the college playoff at the end of the year. They had the 2-time most valuable player in the Big Ten in Braxton Miller. Now that's gone. Yeah. Braxton's injured. He's had surgery. It's JT Barrett's show to run now. And so far, in week 1, so far, so good.
You know, Tom Herman, their offensive coordinator, said something in our meeting yesterday that JT has been an easy guy for the team to rally around. And I understand why after meeting with him. He's got a real calm demeanor. He's got poise. He has a self-confidence where he knows he doesn't have to try to be Braxton Miller. Just be himself. Be JT Barrett and run the show. Last week they were able to kind of ease him into things. Right. I think tonight in this ball game he'll be called upon to make more plays in the passing game.
He made a lot of plays in the second half against Navy that he didn't make in the first half. But he's going to see a defense tonight from Bud Foster, the defensive coordinator for Virginia Tech. Will show him some looks I'm sure he hadn't seen before.
Yeah, historically one of the best defenses, particularly in stopping the run. And I think that's what you'll see tonight. They're going to crowd the box. They're going to make him throw the football. And then when he does pass, they are very fast and athletic in their defensive front. And it's led by Daddy and Maddie. Daddy Nicholas, a defensive end. Luther Maddie on the inside. Very, very explosive guys. Quick first step. We have a relatively new offensive line for Ohio State. They had some problems last week against Navy. This will be an even bigger challenge, not just with the speed and athleticism, but with some of the looks and the pressure packages that Virginia Tech will bring.
And Virginia Tech's got a great secondary as well, so it's going to be quite a challenge for young JT Barrett on his home field tonight as the Buckeyes and the Hokies getting set to square off. The script, Ohio doesn't go quite that fast, but that was the scene a few minutes ago. As we get set for the Hokies and the Buckeyes, as we complete our scripts, we check in with a third member of our team down on the field is Holly Rowe. Holly?
Hey, thanks, Brad. Well, Urban Meyer told us yesterday that his biggest concern going into tonight is his offensive line. They are a very young, inexperienced group, and they had some issues last week against Navy. In fact, their young freshman, Billy Price, had to be taken out so they could calm him down and get the communication back working better. So he said they are going to try to do some things tonight to help that young offensive line. Maybe hurry up a little bit because of the speed of the Virginia Tech defense in front. So Urban is fully aware of the Maddie and Daddy show that's coming at him, and he wants to help his offensive line and his quarterback get rid of the ball as quickly as possible.
15-0 at home as the Buckeyes head coach, 25-2 overall in his 3rd year now here in Columbus, 13th year overall as a head coach. And there's the active winningest coach in FBS, longest tenured as well. Frank Beamer comes in 267 victories over his coaching career. Nice night in Columbus. We hope it doesn't rain. Clouds are a little ominous over there as you look down in the other end zone, but a far cry from a week ago when it was about 94 when we kicked off between Georgia and Clemson. The temperatures dropped literally about 20, almost 25 degrees here too since Thursday. We'll know the official attendance sometime in the second half, but we expect it's going to be somewhere between 107 and 108,000. It's a city unto itself. Kyle Clinton will tee it up. It's already noisy in here. J.C. Coleman and Deion Newsom are back deep for Virginia Tech. Let's play ball. High short kick at the 5 is Newsom. And Newsom slips as he gets across the 20 out to the 22-yard line. So enter Michael Brewer out of Lake Travis, Texas. Played his high school ball under Chad Morris, the offensive coordinator at Clemson, when Chad was a high school coach. And he was part of the process of getting him here to Virginia Tech as a transfer. He's only been around for about 3 months. A lot of pressure on him on the road and a noisy stadium.
Played very well last week. A little bit undersized, but really has the quarterback intangibles and knows how to play the game and manage an offense.
Opens up in the shotgun with Marshawn Williams, who gets the carry, and he's going to lose yardage. Ohio State all over that. Loss of about 4. Curtis Grant's a guy that made the tackle, but there was great penetration by the front of the Buckeyes defense. So we take a look at our Chick-fil-A impact players. Shy McKenzie and Isaiah Ford, both freshmen. One at tailback, one at wide receiver. Don't know if I've ever picked 2 freshmen as impact players. That's how young Virginia Tech is. And Joey Bosa is the next in a long line of great players as a defensive end for Ohio State. He can really cause some havoc in a backfield. Brewer's going to tuck it. And a nice run. Does a somersault out to the 26-yard line to pick up 8. It'll bring up 3rd down.
Well, you mentioned the youth on this team. They've got some good young talent. In fact, last week, the first 27 points of the game were scored by freshmen for Virginia Tech. The question is, are they mature enough to handle a game like this on the road in this kind of an atmosphere and keep their wits about them? Big 3rd down play coming up right here.
They were 8 out of 15 in 3rd down conversions in their win over William & Mary. They've got 3rd down and 5 here. Brewer in trouble. Flushed out of the pocket, throws on the run, and completes it. Back across his body in the middle of the field and got it to Bucky Hodges, the tight end.
Yeah, and I think there was a roughing the passer.
Roughing the passer. Defense, number 43. 15-yard penalty. We've added on to the end of the run. 1st down.
Wow, big gainer with the play and the penalty.
Now, I'll guarantee you what, Scott Loeffler is going to tell his quarterback, I love that you converted, but do not throw another pass like this in our own territory. Back across his body, over a linebacker, very dangerous throw. They get the completion, and they get 15 more tacked on. But that is not a throw consistently that you're going to make.
Yeah, late over the middle, not a good combination.
And back across your body.
Right.
No.
They're in Buckeye territory, thanks to the play and the penalty. 3rd down and 7. And they're going to blitz off the corner. Brewer is rolling that way. It's going to be a tough throw, and caught. 1st down. And he got it to Willie Byrne, one of the senior captains of this team. Big play there.
Bosa was creating the pressure. Brewer did a nice job of holding this ball as long as possible. He gets outside the initial rush. He knows he's going to get hit.
Wow.
And he holds it to the very last moment before throwing it to Byrne.
He's taken a couple shots in this 1st quarter, Todd, including that one. J.C. Coleman now as they rotate backs. Comes into the backfield. Here's a fly sweep coming around for Stanford. Broke a tackle, and Stanford tiptoed down the sidelines. Let's see where they spot him out. He might have gotten a 1st down.
One of the things that Ohio State was trying to figure out with this Virginia Tech offense is who really are they? Because last year they were a huddle-up offense, a lot of trades and shifts in motion. Scott Loeffler, his background, a little bit in the NFL, University of Michigan under Lloyd Carr. And now this year they're more no huddle and going up tempo. They're running the same plays, just doing it without huddling.
Here comes a blitz again from the Buckeyes, and this time it pays off. Stuffed on the inside. Michael Bennett drops McKenzie. Just to go back to what Todd was talking about, same plays, different approach. They wanted to do that last year with Logan Thomas, and they had so many injuries early in the season they couldn't play the tempo game that they're playing this year.
Yeah, that's well played by both Michael Bennett, who got the tackle, and Steve Miller, the defensive end, who didn't allow the quarterback to keep on that and get outside. Good discipline by that front of Ohio State.
Well, Virginia Tech picked up a 3rd and 7 a few moments ago. Let's see if they've got a 3rd and 6 in their pocket. He looks left and now comes back to the middle, and there it is, right on target to Malik.
Pretty good job by Brewer using his eyes to look left, look the safety away from his intended target, and then sticking a tight throw in there. And a great job by Malik going for the dive and catching that ball with his hands.
And bouncing off guys in the secondary.
Yep.
Last year, it was a tough one for them in the red zone. 110th in FBS. They're knocking on the door here with a football at the 13-yard line. McKenzie back in at tailback. 7th play of the drive after that short punt by Ohio State. Here's Shy McKenzie. Puts his head down, barrels for a couple, close to the 10. Curtis Grant, the inside linebacker, made the hit.
You know, we showed you Scott Leffler a moment ago. This is Virginia Tech's first ever game against Ohio State. This is Frank Beamer's first ever time in this stadium. But for Scott Leffler, this is his 8th trip
right
into the horseshoe here. Played at Michigan.
Coached there for a long time.
There, yep. Many times here.
A lot of games played, but never against each other, these two. Brewer throws it out complete. Will he burn? Did he get there? Not quite.
Wow. Great effort, though.
Got it to the 1.
A good mix. Again, when Virginia Tech got across the 50, they wanted to be more aggressive. They flood the zone. They get it to the underneath receiver, Byrne, and he makes a great stretch for the end zone. Was his knee down first? Yep, I think it was.
A bang-bang play, but they've got it down to the 1-yard line. And it's 1st and goal. Golden opportunity to take the lead here. Here's the toss to Williams, and Ohio State's not going to let him get there. Joey Bosa, the guy we talked about, is one of our impact players, and that's what he can do, disrupting an offensive line.
Yeah, this looked like a sure touchdown. I think it was a great play call, anticipating inside pressure, and Bosa just slipped past the block of Jonathan McLaughlin, the right tackle, and showed that burst and quickness to get to the back for a loss of yardage.
Bosa 6'5", 278-pounder. 4th time now that Virginia Tech has rushed for no gain or a loss. They can't afford another one here. 2nd down and goal. And they do keep it on the ground. McKenzie's close. Did he get in? Yes. Touchdown, Virginia Tech. Shy McKenzie.
One of the things we were told about McKenzie and Williams, the 2 freshman backs, they're both big and they have the ability to break tackles. This play was stopped. Joshua Perry had him wrapped up short of the goal line, number 37, but he just is able to fight through that tackle, keep working, and get the ball across the plane.
They didn't have to go far. Remember, they started in Buckeye territory after the short punts.
Yeah, they actually gained 35 yards on that exchange of punts.
Yeah.
After the turnover and then the punt, and then they were aggressive, and they converted 3 of 3 on 3rd down.
Joey Sly, freshman kicker, right down the middle. Good start for Virginia Tech. On the road in a hostile environment. They've got a 7-0 lead. Sly to kick off. Dontre Wilson and Ezekiel Elliott are back deep. This will be from the goal line for Elliott. Ezekiel trying to come to the right side, and Virginia Tech waiting for him. Nice job by Desmond Fry on the special teams. 2 of his brothers in the NFL. One's retired from the NFL, and he's a guy that's heading in that direction somewhere down the line. The 4th Fuller to play for Frank Beamer. Vinny played 2001 to 2004, 7 seasons in the NFL. Corey played at Virginia Tech, drafted in the 6th round. He made the Lions. And Kyle, 14th overall selection in this past draft. He's playing for the Bears. So I said to Kendall, when you make it to the NFL, you have to play in the NFC North. Join your brothers. He said, I don't care wherever it is. He's another in a long line of good ones, that's for sure. I think Vincent and Nina have run out of brothers to play for Frank Beamer, though. He's the last brother. And here's Barrett on a broken play, doing a little bit of a Braxton Miller impression. Nice job. And a run of 24.
Now, he may not have the same make-you-miss ability that Braxton Miller, but he's a very capable runner, and he's a smart quarterback. If you bring pressure and you don't get to the quarterback, your defensive backs are all running in man coverage. That leaves room for the quarterback to take it and run.
And now some room to work for Ohio State. A little bit of breathing room out at the 43-yard line.
See, Virginia Tech is giving a different look. It's a double eagle look. These three defensive linemen are covering up the center and the two guards, and then stand-up defensive ends. They have not shown that look.
Here's a zone read, and it's going to be Barrett again down the sideline, and another big play by number 16.
The reason Virginia Tech wanted to use that kind of a look is to stop the ball from getting on the perimeter. That time, they changed the play at the line of scrimmage. A nice read by Barrett, and he got a good block from Taylor Decker, his left tackle, to get the ball outside the edge of the defense for 20 yards.
So on those last two runs, he's got almost as many rushing yards as he had in the opener against Navy. At 50 on 9 carries last week, 44 in the last 2 attempts. Now set to throw. Going down to Wilson, and he dropped it, but a flag down. We'll have pass interference on Chuck Clark.
Again, this is a defense that 75% of the time they are going to pressure the quarterback and play man coverage with a free safety. That leaves guys one-on-one all over the place.
Defense, number 19, 15-yard penalty, automatic. First down.
And when you're running man for man out of bump and run coverage and you have your back to the ball and the ball is underthrown, it's almost impossible to avoid contact. The receiver stops to come back to the ball. The defender doesn't know where the ball is, and there's contact almost all the time.
So they'll set the ball at the 22-yard line with a first down for Ohio State. And after that touchdown march by the Hokies, this is a great way to answer. If you're a Buckeye fan, they're moving it right down the field.
Time to get him the ball, too, number 2. Dontrell, time to get him the football.
They fake it on a fly sweep, and now it's Barrett again, and Barrett inside the 15's got a first down and then some. 3 great runs already by JT Barrett. That one's 13 more yards.
Right guard Billy Price is going to pull out in front of this. They fake it to Wilson, and then you see the block by Price and the block in there by number 7, Rod Smith, the running back. Corey Smith, wide receiver, blocking on the perimeter. Good job getting the ball to the perimeter with the quarterback rather than off the fly sweep.
2 touchdowns in the red zone last week. They went 3 out of 4 in the red zone. Led the nation last year with 53 scores when they get down close. Barrett wants to throw, lofts it to the corner, got a man, and broken up. Another penalty flag comes in. Kendall Fuller again tangled up with Corey Smith.
And another underthrown ball. I don't think that JT Barrett did this on purpose because he had his man open. If he throws it out, it's a touchdown.
Defense, number 11. By rule, the ball will be placed at the 2-yard line. Automatic. First down.
If he throws this out in front of his receiver, it's an easy touchdown because there's separation. He underthrows it. He doesn't get the completion, but he does get the penalty.
So it's first and goal for the Buckeyes.
Corey Smith did not get a touch in the game last week. Already twice they've gone to him, tried to get him a big play.
Ezekiel Elliott in the backfield with Barrett. He gets the carry, but he only gets back to the line of scrimmage. Deion Clark submarined in there to make the stop. By the way, number 5 there, the tight end, is Jeff Hireman wearing Braxton Miller's number. So normally Jeff's in a tight end number. Would normally be number 86. As Braxton looks on from the booth upstairs. Hireman in a slot on the right side. Second down and goal. Quarterback draw all the way. A walk in for Barrett. Touchdown. Well, he did most of the work on that drive. And caps it off from 2 yards.
Well, really nice block by Ezekiel Elliott, the lead back.
Sean Nurnberger in for the point after. Up and good. 83 yards, a good portion of that by number 16 on the ground. And on the 7th play of the drive, he caps it off from 2 yards out. 7-7 here at the Horseshoe. JT Barrett pretty driven on that last march by the Buckeyes. He had 60 of their 83 yards to tie the game at 7.
Good decision making in the run game too. Knew when to keep it, when to give off. Very calm guy. I mean, I was very impressed with his demeanor both on and off the field yesterday.
The kick by Clinton will go to the goal line to Newsom. Newsom trying to cut it to the corner. Run out. Ooh, right in front of the Virginia Tech bench. No flag as he, well, maybe there will be.
Yeah, there has to be one.
Yep.
And it gives Virginia Tech excellent field position again.
At the 42-yard line where they set up shop. Brewer in the gun. Off the handoff. And again, losing yardage. Adolphus Washington that time made the stop on Marshawn Williams.
See, this defensive front, the more this season goes on, the better they're going to get. Adolphus Washington is a young guy. He was battling injury last year. He was a basketball guy first in high school at Cincinnati Taft. And he's still learning the game, but an incredibly explosive athlete. And you got Michael Bennett, Bosa, and they're still without Noah Spence, a real difference maker who's suspended for the first 2 games. He's the other starting end.
Brewer empty backfield, throws. They converge on the tight end quickly. Malik, 3 Buckeyes around him, but he made the catch and picked up 6 yards. That'll bring up 3rd down. LeBron James here in attendance, a big Buckeye fan. And once again, an Ohio resident.
Yep. Glad to have him back.
Not that he wasn't most of the time anyway. Always had his house here.
Yep.
3rd down and 9. And again, empty set. Brewer's in trouble. Somehow got out of it. And now he's going to pick up a 1st down. I don't know how he got out of that mess.
Yeah, I don't either. First of all, there shouldn't have been that much pressure. It was only a 3-man rush. A 4-man late rush.
Official time. Injured player.
They collapsed the pocket, and Brewer somehow got out of there. And again, he has good quarterback instincts. That's the thing I like about him. Doesn't have an overpowering arms, not particularly fast, but he knows how to play the position. Very high football IQ.
Yep. Brewer. Virginia Tech back in Ohio State territory.
And I think a good chance to maybe take a shot down the field if they want to here.
Play action, and they are going to take one, and what a kick. Nope, incomplete. Bucky Hodges laid out for that baby. I thought he was going to haul it in.
Yeah,
2 excellent tight ends they've got in Malik and Hodges.
That's a throw that Michael Brewer wishes he has back. You know, if you got a guy running wide open, throw it right on him. Don't lead him. At that point, you don't need to lead the receiver. Throw it right on his numbers and make the sure catch.
So 2nd down and 10. Just over 2 minutes remaining in the quarter. Again, a pistol set with Marshawn Williams, the tailback, and he hasn't been able to muster anything in the ground game so far. They'll try him again. This time he does have positive yardage in his best run of the night, but he dropped the ball at the end. Let's see. And they're going to say he's down. Umpire says he's down. So that's going to make it a little bit easier 3rd down. It'll be 3rd down and short.
One of the things you worry about with young backs, you know, you want them fighting for extra yards and you want them to break tackles, but you got to take care of that football, and you got to know that guys are going to come in there and try to rip it out.
Meanwhile, it's going to be 3rd down and a long 3 coming up for the Hokies. They need to get to the 36-yard line. They've been perfect on 3rd down, though, so far. 4 for 4. Trying to make it 5 for 5 right here in a tie game in the 1st quarter. Brewer to throw. And he completes it, and they again pick up the 3rd down. This one's out to Isaiah Ford, one of our impact players, the freshman out of Jacksonville.
Nice route by Ford. It was a little zig and zag. Watch him come in, plant that foot, and break back out and get separation from Eli Apple. And a nice throw by Brewer right to the outside armpit.
Well, that has quieted the crowd here at the Horseshoe again as the Hokies have worked it to the Buckeyes' 31-yard line.
Again, you're seeing the young skill players that Virginia Tech brought into the horseshoe tonight. They're very excited about it.
Here comes a blitz. On the end around is Newsome. And he's got another first down around the 20. And you can see the quickness of Deion Newsome as well.
I thought Ohio State jumped off sides. There was no penalty. Virginia Tech stayed with their play, ran away from the man who jumped off sides, and were able to pick up another first down.
They were bringing the house, and it didn't matter because Newsome ran right by everybody.
Different quarterback.
Out of the 15-yard line goes Hodges.
Yeah, Hodges was.
Snap.
Yeah, he was a former quarterback. They moved him to tight end. They had him in on that play to take a direct snap and run the football. Nice little option they have with him, a versatile player.
Second down and 5 as you look in. The biggest crowd ever at Ohio Stadium. And right now, the opponent's doing a good job. And here comes Marshawn Williams. Touchdown, Virginia Tech. Well, he held on to that one.
Perfect call, too, because Ohio State brought a linebacker blitz to the other side of the center. You couldn't have asked for a better call of where to run the football. The blitz came one way, the run went the other way, and he had a clear path to the end zone.
Joey Sly in for the point after. And Virginia Tech, after the Ohio State touchdown, has got an answer of their own.
Watch now, the pressure is going to come right from here. The ball carrier is going to go right here away from the blitz. You couldn't have asked for a better call at the right time. They washed everything away. Nice block down the field, that time by Augie Conte, the right guard. Excellent job. And another impressive drive for Virginia Tech.
David Wang, the guard, got a nice block there, too. And then it was all Marshawn Williams, the big freshman. 230-pounder out of Hampton, Virginia. His first career touchdown as a Hokie. Caps a 58-yard drive in 9 plays. Kickoff goes to the 6-yard line to Dontre Wilson. And Dontre's not going to make it to the 20. Now, Ohio State's been starting their drives inside the 20-yard line for most of this first quarter. Elliott behind JT Barrett. And now shifts over to his left. They fake it to him, and Barrett comes up throwing, completes it out. Nice strike out to Michael Thomas, and Thomas has a first down.
See, this defensive look that Virginia Tech is given, it's an 8-man front. They cover the center and the 2 guards. They have 2 stand-up outside linebackers, and they have a couple other defenders inside. They invite you to throw the football against single coverage, and that's the challenge that JT Barrett's going to have. He's going to have opportunities to throw against one-on-one, and he's got to make some plays down the field.
Ohio State, their first game on their home stadium on the season. And guess what? The folks from Blacksburg have got the lead at the end of 1. And the Buckeye fans hoping that college football playoff would include their team at the end of the season. They got to take care of business right now in this intersectional matchup with the ACC and the Hokies. They trail as we enter the second quarter, 14-7. Brad Nessler, Ty Blackledge, and Holly Rowe, and our ESPN crew from Columbus. On the toss to Curtis Samuel, and he's only going to get about a yard before he's cut down by Kyshawn Jarrett.
Again, Bud Foster bringing a lot of pressure, and Ohio State has done a good job of protecting JT Barrett, and he's hit a few throws, but they haven't gotten burned too bad on it. They're going after the quarterback. They're leaving their corners isolated, but it hasn't cost him too much.
Barrett in trouble right here. He's going to be lucky to get back to the line of scrimmage. Eked a yard out of that. Deion Clark and Chase Williams chase him down, and here's 3rd down and long again. The one big play Ohio State had, a 58-yard pass play, but Devin Smith wasn't able to get out of the grasp of the defender to break it for the touchdown, and then they missed the field goal. One of 2 missed field goals that probably were very makeable. 40-27. That's why they still trail by 7. 3rd down and 8 for the Buckeyes. Barrett going to try to weave his way through traffic here, and he won't get back to the line of scrimmage. Chuck Clark.
Boy, I'll tell you what. We talked about Daddy Nicholas, number 90.
Yeah.
I want you to watch him on this play. First, great effort by Nicholas. Watch Nicholas He's right here. Now he's going to be the first guy that forces the quarterback out of the pocket, but then watch how he doesn't give up on the play. He forces Barrett to leave the pocket, and then he continues to chase and get in on the tackle at the other end. I mean, that is great effort and hustle by Daddy Nicholas.
Cameron Johnston to punt. Nice kick. Whoa. Way back to the 6-yard line. And now Stroman coming the other way. Got a big block. Down the sideline is Stroman. And he's all the way back to the 39-yard line. I mean, that was a rocket of a kick, but there wasn't time for the punt coverage team to get down there to do much. 63-yard punt, but a 35-yard return.
Yeah, Kyshawn Jarrett, number 34, is the guy who got the big block. Watch 34, size his man up. Boom, on Joshua Perry, linebacker on linebacker. And that was the only block that was needed to turn that into a positive return. And again, now, good field position.
Yeah, I was going to say, with 2 minutes remaining there at the 39-yard line. They're out of timeouts, however, with 2:01 left. Let's see if they play it conservatively or if they attack a little bit here.
Usually what you're thinking about here is that first down. If you can make a first down, then you become a little bit more aggressive because it's going to put you right at midfield or beyond.
Deep drop, and the throw to a wide open receiver, and it's Willie Byrne. I don't know who was covering him, but no one was near him, and he picks up 18 yards. So there's your first down. Yep. Not only a first down, 18-yard gain.
So you make the first down. Now you go hurry up, no huddle, and this is what you practice every day as a quarterback. Your 2-minute offense. You have a package of plays that you can call quickly, and then you're off and running.
From the 43 of Ohio State. Brewer, deep ball. Got a man out there and got it. No, broken up. Isaiah Ford had his hands on it, but Eli Apple battled him all the way to the turf.
Well, again, this is the second time when they've gone after Apple. The ball's a little bit underthrown into the inside. If this ball is over the outside shoulder, it's probably a catch. A little bit inside, although that ball could have been caught.
Yeah.
Ford knew where the ball was. Apple that time did not, and Ford just not able to bring it in.
Here comes a blitz from the Buckeyes. Brewer fires. This one's caught. First down. And that's Joshua Stanford, a pickup of 11.
Great timing by Brewer. I mean, he threw that before Stanford came out of his cut, right on the outside, and picked up the first down. Stanford and Ford, a couple of those young receivers to go with the veteran Willie Byrne.
Now at the 32, first down, and down the sideline, almost intercepted by Duran Grant. Nice position by Grant, the senior out of Akron, and it was intended for Stanford again.
The thing I do like, though, is Virginia Tech has their foot on the gas pedal. I mean, this is what Scott Loeffler told us. When we get inside the 50, we're going to be aggressive. We're going to go try to score. And they are putting the pressure on this Ohio State defense to make plays down the field.
Boy, if they get any kind of points out of this before the break, Ohio State's got a lot of making up to do in the second half. Brewer fires to a wide open Byrne again. And Byrne's going to be short of the first down, but he goes out of bounds over on the far sideline, run out by Conley.
And stops the clock.
And it's going to be 3rd down and 3. They're in field goal territory for Joey Sly. Well, we're not sure of that considering how we've seen kicks go tonight so far. This is a big play right here for the Buckeye defense.
Again, the tight end Malik, number 88, a likely target in this part of the field.
They want to throw back to him, and there he is again, and Malik's got the first down and then some. And Todd Blackledge has called it beautifully twice in the first half to big number 88.
Well, they brought motion away from him and made it look like he was staying in the block. Good patience. 1,001, 1,002, then release out. Because he was patient, that forced that Ohio State defense to run away from him in a well-timed and a well-designed play to convert on 3rd down and 3.
And it's 1st and goal with a minute to go in the half. Virginia Tech trying to take control of this football game. Here comes a blitz from the inside. The throw in and out of the hands of Isaiah Ford. That one had some smoke on it, and Ford just couldn't get his hands up there quickly enough. Incomplete. Scott Loeffler told us Brewer maybe not the biggest arm. He doesn't look the part, but he knows where to go with football, and he's done a nice job of that through 2 quarters here.
Quick decisions and good decisions. Even the interception he threw was not a bad decision. The ball just came a little inside for him.
2nd down and goal. Marshawn Williams in the backfield with Brewer. That's Joshua Stanford in motion. Again, the Buckeyes bring an extra rush, and open and scoring. Touchdown, Sam Rogers.
Now,
give the fullback some sugar.
Give the fullback sugar. Give the tailback some sugar for picking up the blitz. And the quarterback, we talked about the quarterback intangibles and the savvy. Watch Michael Brewer drift away from pressure. He knows it's coming. Watch him just drift a little bit, give a little ground, and still have enough arm strength to get the ball out to his fullback. That's just good football instincts.
Sam Rogers, a walk-on, and getting a touchdown, and a big one here before halftime. And it's up and good. A 2-touchdown lead. Ohio State now is just going to head to the locker room.
Yeah, they got to regroup.
Seen enough.
They got to regroup. They get the ball first to start the 2nd half, and they've got to make some good adjustments here in the locker room.
Let's check in with Holly.
Coach, what does your defense have to do to make this Virginia Tech offense more uncomfortable?
We got to disrupt them. They're throwing and catching, but they're really forcing us to throw and catch right now with JT and the receivers. We got to start getting open, make some plays on offense.
How is that pressure up front affecting that?
Oh, big time. I mean, they got a good game plan. They've been working on this, so we got to throw and catch.
Any changes with your kicking situation? Missed 2 field goals.
Oh no, he'll be fine.
And we talked earlier about the offensive line and that they were going to have some issues with Bud Foster's defense. They have indeed. Ohio State, the 8th-ranked team in the country. They got some problems, down 21-7 as we send you to the Buick halftime report. A shocker in the making at the Horseshoe. Virginia Tech on the road and leading by 2 touchdowns over the number 8 team in the country. Ohio State will get the ball first to start the 3rd quarter. That's the good news. Very solid play by Michael Brewer, Virginia Tech's quarterback, through the first 2 quarters. Wasn't rattled by the crowd, wasn't really rattled by the Buckeyes defense. And now it's Ohio State. I don't think Braxton Miller was expecting his teammates to have to play from behind by this much. Urban Meyer, 3 times he's had teams overcome a 14-point halftime deficit. A couple times at Bowling Green and once at Utah. He's going to have to do it here at Ohio State from the 5-yard line. Dontre Wilson, and Wilson got out to about the 28-yard line. Brad Nessler and Todd Blackledge. Holly will join us in a minute. And partner, we talked to Frank Beamer last night. He said, hey, we've been in situations like that. We went to LSU. We went to Nebraska. We're not just coming to Ohio State to roll over. Man, they're playing good football.
They really are. I mean, their offense has controlled things. Their defense, I expected to play well, but Ohio State has to play better on offense. I mean, they were terrible on 3rd down. I mean, that was a big story of the game. Virginia Tech 7 for 10. Ohio State 1 for 6. And Ohio State has to run the football with somebody other than JT Barrett. He had 13 carries. The running backs only 4 carries for 5 yards.
And now the pistol. Marshall stays in there. Samuel rather stays in there, and now he's going to take it the other way. And he's got some running room there too, and a nice stiff arm. He's got another 1st down. He's a freshman out of Brooklyn, and Urban Meyer was telling us he went to see him play in high school, and he said, I didn't take the right clothes. I was freezing watching his game.
Well, Nick Vanette is the guy who gets the big block. The tight end blocks the safety, Jarrett, and that's what enables them to get the edge. 2 plays in a row, they've gotten to the perimeter. The tight end getting a big block on the 2nd level.
Samuel gets a breather. He had 45 yards on 7 carries in the win over Navy. He got 2 big runs there to get him to the 41-yard line. And now the inside carry. Elliott, that's one of his better efforts power-wise, as he got 4 or 5 right up the gut.
So you can't abandon the running game, because the best part of Ohio State's pass game is play action. So you have to be able to run a little bit, make Virginia Tech respect it, and then come up and throw behind the linebackers off of play action.
Again, they try it up the middle, and that one doesn't gain anything. Chase Williams in on the stop.
But a third and manageable distance, which they've not had a lot of in the ball game. And when you have 3rd and 5 or less, then the quarterback run, whether it's a design quarterback draw or even off of a scramble, particularly against man coverage, is an effective alternative if the pass is not there.
Curtis Samuel back in there in a slot on the left side, not in the backfield right now. It's an empty set for JT Barrett on 3rd down and a long 4. Slant complete. Michael Thomas is going to go. Touchdown, Ohio State. The slant has been pretty good to him all night, and that one's good for 53 yards and a touchdown.
Nice job by Thomas getting inside position on Faison on the route, and then a really nice block by Jalen Marshall, number 17, coming over to help his fellow wide receiver to get him to the end zone.
Nurnberger's extra point is good. The first completion for JT Barrett on a 3rd down tonight, and it couldn't have come at a better time, and it couldn't have been any bigger than this one.
Great route. Stutter step really froze Faison. Now watch Marshall get a little bit of a block right there on Chuck Clark, just enough to get his fellow wide receiver all the way to the end zone. Excellent move, and JT Barrett threw it on time and on target.
And Michael Thomas, their biggest receiver at 6'3", cruises to the end zone, capping an 86-yard drive in 6 plays in 2 minutes and 26 seconds. And now it's 21-14.
Again, Virginia Tech's defense invites you to throw. They're going to play man coverage, and they're going to try to pressure your quarterback. And until you make them pay, they're not going to change. That time, they made them pay for it.
15 years ago, the last time the Buckeyes came from 14 points down to win a game. Kyle Clinton to kick. Taken at the 3 by Dimitri Knowles. Whoa. Cartwheels his way out on the far sideline. Now it's going to get a little tough on the Virginia Tech offense now that the Buckeyes have closed the gap. 1st down at the 23. Play action for Brewer. In trouble. Boza giving chase. Lofts one. Dangerous pass, but it's caught by Rogers somehow. That looked like a shot put. You talk about throwing into traffic.
Michael Brewer has moxie. I mean, that's what you see with him. I mean, a touch pass, excellent concentration by Rogers. It's right on the sideline.
Official timeout.
Wow.
An injured player.
And the guy that was trying to cover him, Curtis Grant, the middle linebacker, is shaken up. Let's check in with Holly.
Well, I spoke with Michael Brewer's dad, Robert, who played a little quarterback himself at Texas, and he said, you know, Michael is not the quickest of foot. He said he's got a really quick first step, though, that is enabling him to be elusive. He can get you an extra 1st down, get out of trouble. He said he's not the kind of fast that defensive coordinators have to plan around to be a running quarterback, but he is the kind of fast that'll get you out of trouble.
He's done a remarkable job in a hostile environment tonight. They give it on the fly, sweep to Isaiah Ford, and he's met over there by Raekwon McMillan, who just checked in to take Curtis Grant's spot.
Raekwon McMillan is one of 7 freshmen that was an early enrollee, was here in January, went through spring football. They're real high on him. He's a physical linebacker, 240-pound freshman, very athletic.
Out of Hinesville, Georgia, and he is put together for a kid that's only 18 years old. Here comes a blitz. Brewer hangs tough, and it's intercepted by Von Bell.
See, that's too hard of a throw if you don't have a rocket arm. Right hash, throwing all the way to the left sideline. That ball's in the air a long time, and it's a little bit behind Willie Byrne, and Von Bell's able to slip in front for the interception. Steve Miller provided pressure and a hit, but that is a hard throw for anybody because it's from the right hash to the left sideline, and Michael Brewer came up short on it.
And now the Buckeyes have got it in Virginia Tech territory at the 49-yard line. Barrett weaving his way up the middle, almost broke out of the grasp of Chuck Clark. 11 yards.
Virginia Tech was trying to strip the ball out instead of making sure they got the ball carrier on the ground, and JT Barrett almost popped this thing out and took it to the end zone. Watch Virginia Tech try to rip the ball out instead of tackling him to the ground.
You and I have always said over the last couple of years that Braxton Miller was one of the top 5 running backs in the Big Ten. Yep. This kid's not doing too bad either. 92 on 16 carries. First down at the 38. JT getting some heat, lofts one out, incomplete, intended for Corey Smith. They're sure trying to get it to 84.
Well, and see, here's the thing. When you play a defense like this, you can't get caught up on your passing numbers. You're not going to have a great percentage night throwing because of the pressure and because of the man coverage. But you have opportunities to make big plays every time you throw it because of the way they play. So you don't get hung up on, are we completing 70% or 60% or 50 or below? When you have an opportunity, you got to make some plays.
They have targeted Corey Smith about 6 times, and he's still got a goose egg as far as receptions tonight. Wilson's going to be dropped for a loss. Nice job by Deion Clark, not only staying home, but getting penetration at a loss of 5. You were telling me when you were watching film of the Hokies, you thought you had the speed wrong for a while.
I did. They were very fast. I mean, everybody, their entire front 7, very quick off the ball, quick getting from sideline to sideline. I was looking for a speed dial on my machine. Wait a minute.
So final 20 seconds of the 3rd quarter. 3rd down and 15. Ohio State trying to take advantage of that interception. Barrett wants to go deep that way again, and nobody home. His receiver broke off. Evan Spencer was the guy the closest to it offensively.
See, when Virginia Tech gets you this deep, 3rd and long, they play a little different coverage. They put a deep safety. I mean, deeper than you're used to seeing. That's who got the interception a couple possessions ago, and they were in the same kind of position and defense that 3rd down and long, and JT Barrett could have thrown another one right there.
And Urban Meyer's just got to play field position here because Cameron Johnston the last time pinned him down at the 3-yard line. He'll try to do more of the same here. Again, an end-over-end kick usually bounces backward. This one will be fielded, fair catch taken inside the 10. And that will end the 3rd quarter. The Hokies of Virginia Tech trying to pull a surprise at the Horseshoe tonight. And through 3 quarters, they've still got the lead. Brad Nessler, Todd Blackledge, Holly Rowan, our ESPN crew. A record crowd looking on as we start the 4th quarter. And their beloved Buckeyes trail by a touchdown. Brewer rolling to throw to start the quarter and completes it out to Malik, his tight end. And that might be good enough for a 1st down.
Well, difference in field position in this ball game for Virginia Tech. First half, they averaged starting on their own 30. This half so far their own 15, but that hasn't stopped Scott Loeffler from calling passes for Michael Brewer. He trusts his quarterback to make good decisions with the football, and he's done that.
It is a 1st down at the 19. Brewer has hit his last 7 passes. Now they go to the ground and only get about a yard for Shy McKenzie. Ohio State, on the other hand, they've had 6 drives in this game where they moved it into Virginia Tech territory, and they've only got 1 touchdown to show for it. The other touchdown came on a 53-yard pass play. So they've been on that end of the field enough, but they haven't made it count. Nice movement of the football, huh? 6 to the running back, 7 to the tight ends, and 9 to the wide receivers. That is mixing and matching beautifully between the offensive coordinator Leffler and the quarterback Brewer. And Brewer now is going to tuck this. Oh, took a big shot. And he might be slow to get up on this one.
Yeah.
Curtis Grant and Tyvis Powell made a sandwich of Michael Brewer, and he pops up. Tough cookie. This is a big-time hit right here.
I think he kind of got caught in that place of, do I go for the first down or do I get down? And he just attracted 3 Buckeye defenders at the point of impact. Not so sure Frank Beamer doesn't want to call a timeout and make sure his quarterback's okay.
Quarterback is coming up under center, and that is a rarity tonight. Todd called it, and Brewer picked it up. Actually got almost 2 yards. Bet the center thought that was a little bit weird, huh?
Yeah.
Got the quarterback's hands on my backside for the first time. And he went right behind Caleb Ferris, one of the senior captains.
And now Bucky Hodges is in the game as the wild, maybe they think they call this wild turkey.
I think so. He gives it off, and this will be a loss of a couple for J.C. Coleman. Darren Lee made the tackle.
Darren Lee scored the first Ohio State touchdown of the season last week, a 61-yard fumble return against Navy.
Joey Bosa forced that fumble, and he scooped and scored in that 34-17 win. Brewer goes down, and the ball comes out.
Yeah,
and Ohio State's got it.
I don't think he threw it. That was a fumble.
We just mentioned Joey Bosa, and he comes up with a play of the night so far.
Bosa goes right inside the right tackle, then rips through the right guard. I mean, he beat both linemen on the right side to get to the quarterback, Michael Brewer, and knocked the ball loose. Caused a fumble last week that was scooped and scored. Caused maybe the biggest play of the game so far tonight for the Ohio State defense right there with a fumble.
And Rashad Frazier's the guy that covered it. We just mentioned Bosa forcing a fumble that led to a touchdown. Will this one lead to a touchdown and a tie score? 1st and 10 at the Hokie 15. Barrett to the end zone, a little bit high for Dontre Wilson, and that had some heat on it. Coverage back there by Chuck Clark. So an interception and a fumble by Brewer in an otherwise stellar performance has given Ohio State an opportunity here.
And here they are in Virginia Tech territory again. We already mentioned they've had trouble scoring points when they've had it down here.
On the option, the pitch goes to Elliott. Elliott broke a tackle. Elliott gone. Touchdown. An extra point away from a tie game at the Horseshoe. Nurnberger to try to tie things up, and he does. Joey Bosa for the 2nd week in a row with a huge forced fumble. Brewer coughed it. Frazier covered it. The rest of the coverage was Ezekiel Elliott from 15 yards away, and it's 21 apiece. College football primetime presented by Hampton Hotels. We're tied at 21 now as we take a look at how Ohio State's finding success. Brought to you by Expedia.
Well, Virginia Tech has covered the perimeter pretty good, but on this one there are 3 defenders that have to be accounted for. Now, this one's going to get taken out. This one they're going to allow to take the quarterback. This one here is going to get blocked by the tight end Hireman. Watch number 5 get the key block to spring Ezekiel Elliott. All it takes is one block to get him to the perimeter. They ran off the other guy. The quarterback read the pitch correctly. And for one of the few times tonight, the option play worked effectively against this Virginia Tech defense.
This ball's going out of bounds, and that'll give Virginia Tech good field position. Well, for the first time tonight, Ohio State converted points off a turnover. They had 2 other opportunities, and they finally made the Hokies pay, going 15 yards in 2 plays. And Ezekiel Elliott with the 15-yard touchdown run. Brewer on the keeper. So for a while there, Virginia Tech was having their way with Ohio State with a 14-point cushion, and now they find themselves in a dogfight here with 11 minutes and change remaining in regulation. Three receivers to the top of the screen for Brewer, and the tight end Malik down on the bottom to the right. On a 2nd down and 8. They keep it on the ground, and Williams trying to bounce away and can't. Nice job defensively. Adolphus Washington made the first hit, and Lee made the tackle.
Michael Bennett getting a little breath right now. Tommy Shutt, a younger defensive lineman in there along with Adolphus Washington. They just clogged up the middle on that play.
Well, if the Buckeyes ever needed 107,000 plus to make the opponent think twice, here it is. Brewer incomplete, looking for a flag as Stanford.
They got it.
Eli Apple was covering.
Pass interference. Defense, number 13. Automatic first down.
Top of your screen, Stanford running an out route as he tried to break. There you see the grab and the pull by Eli Apple.
Apple, who had his first interception of his Ohio State career earlier in the ball game. And that one's giving the Hokies a first down at the 49. Trey Edmonds in the backfield for Virginia Tech for the first time tonight. Trying to come back from a broken leg, and they've been kind of easing him into the offense. He's going to lead the way as a blocker, and he got a good block. And Newsome down the sideline. Great run.
Boy, you're right. Excellent block by Edmond. The veteran guy gets out, gets leverage, gets right onto the thigh pad of the linebacker Darren Lee. Watch the block on 43, and that's all that was needed to get the ball to the edge.
Newsome just hurdled him and then took it down the sideline for 24 yards to the 27 of Ohio State. I think Virginia Tech was a man short there for a second. They finally hustle an extra guy out there. Darius Redmond. Here's the toss. End around coming, and maybe a throw from Rodgers. Up, he's going to tuck it and do what he can, the fullback. And Rodgers has got it down inside the 15-yard line.
You know what? He was going to throw it. He had the quarterback on a route, and he had a wide receiver open. But he wasn't confident that he could make the throw. And he does the right thing. Don't hesitate. He gets a great block from Edmonds, who's the guy who ran onto the play late. And that's a nice heads-up play by the fullback.
In the red zone again.
How about this responding drive by Virginia Tech?
Unbelievable. First and goal. And no gain on the play from Marshawn Williams.
See, the other thing that you want if you're Virginia Tech, obviously you want to score and take the lead. Touchdown preferably, field goal will take. But you also want to use some clock here. You want to let your defense rest. You want to let your defense regroup and be fresh to come back on the field with a tie ball game right now.
Kendall Fuller looking on as the offense has it 2nd down and goal at the Buckeye 10.
Again, Malik has been a big force this part of the field.
Brewer going to the end zone. Caught. Touchdown, Bucky Hodges, the other tight end. What a drive, as Todd just said. I guess celebration by Bucky Hodges.
Yeah,
I really didn't see it.
No, he did a little hip shake at the end, but he did a little hip shake on this route too. And a beautiful pass by Brewer outside, away from the defender, working on Von Bell. Perfect throw. And at the end of the play, yeah, you can do that on Sundays, but I guess not Saturday nights.
Right. But the scoring drive took less than 3 minutes. Boy, that was some cool maneuvers by the Virginia Tech offense, moving it down the field. Sly's extra point is good. With 8:44 remaining 4th quarter, Virginia Tech regains their composure and the lead by a score, 28-21 Hokies. You see Ohio Stadium over the years, the Horseshoe, originally built in 1922, only $1.3 million. Now with new renovations, a record crowd tonight. This is the biggest crowd ever in the stadium. 107,517 tonight. They're hoping their Buckeyes can come back from a touchdown back again. As a 65-yard march by the Hokies in 6 plays, capped by Michael Brewer's touchdown throw to Bucky Hodges. Now again, because of the celebration penalty, they're going to have to kick off at the 20. And so that should give Ohio State really good field position here with 8:44 to play in the 4th quarter. Sly's kick. It'll be fielded at about the 18-yard line by Dontre Wilson. And Dontre gets out around the 38 or 39, and that's where Ohio State will start at. 5:42 to go. Quick throw.
Wow,
that was the play they were looking for.
Yep.
Dontre Wilson would have had about 40 yards before anybody could slow him down, but the pass is incomplete.
Nobody was out there to take that away because of the pressure. And again, you've got a 6'1" quarterback, and they were able to get enough bodies around him and arms in the air to not give him a clear lane to make an accurate throw.
Wow. There was nothing but turf in front of Wilson, and Barrett's only hit 1 of his last 10 passes. In trouble, going down again. 4th sack, and the heat's just coming from all over the place for Bud Foster's defense right now.
And they have not changed their game plan the entire night. All night, they have had these guys right here and then rushing from the outside. I mean, it's been a double eagle look and pressure, pressure, pressure. And sometimes it's gotten blocked and sometimes it hasn't. And that was a huge one on 2nd down, getting to the quarterback.
It's a feeding frenzy right now for the Hokies defense. 3rd down at 18.
There's that deep safety, too, about 25 yards deep, just reading the quarterback. Here he comes.
Airing it out, and it's intercepted. Just a bad throw there. Kyshawn Jarrett, again, has got his 2nd interception of the night. 2nd
interception, exact same situation. 3rd down and long, and they have a safety who's about 25 yards deep. Look at him. He's that far deep, and all he's going to do is he's the last line of defense, and he's going to read the quarterback, and he's deep enough that he could break either way to make a play on the ball. And both interceptions, he just read the quarterback and made a play for the interception.
He could have made a fair catch on that one. There was nobody around him. So Virginia Tech takes over at the 38.
You know, in Ohio State, their last 3 3rd down plays, 3rd and 15, 3rd and 12, 3rd and 18, that is played right into the hands of Bud Foster's defense.
And now you put the Buckeye defense out there, and they've just about got to make a play. Any kind of sustained drive to use clock, and the Hokies have got an upset on the road. Marshawn Williams picked up 3. JT Barrett, a tough night.
Yeah. And again, you know, the numbers are not, I mean, they aren't great numbers, but again, against this kind of defense, you're not going to have great numbers throwing the football. But you've got to make enough plays to put pressure on them. And they weren't able to make enough good throws on first and second down, and that's what allowed them to have so many, or created so many third down and long situations as well.
JT completed 2 passes this half to his teammates and 2 to the other guys. Williams again, short gain. Joshua Perry in on another tackle.
Timeout.
Ohio State's going to use one of their timeouts here to stop it with just under 4 minutes to play. 3rd down and 5 for his Hokies just inside the Ohio State 34-yard line. Brewer trying to change things up and let his linemen know what's coming. Option. He'll keep it all the way. Takes a big shot trying to spin his way to a first down. He won't get there.
But you know what he also did? He kept the ball in bounds. He wanted to get the first down, but he did not want to go out of bounds. And he took quite a shot at the end of the play.
Look at this guy. Just gets up, shakes it off, says, get out of my way. Oops. Maybe he is going to say, okay, guys, it's 4th down. They're going to try a field goal here. It was a big hit again. They line up Joey Sly for a 46-yard field goal. Sly, kick on the way. No good.
Huge. It's still a 1-score game.
So we've seen Ohio State's kicker miss a couple, and now Sly misses this one, and that gives new life to Ohio State's offense.
Somebody has to step up and make a play for Ohio State. Is it Devin Smith? Is it Evan Spencer? Who is it? Somebody has to step up and make a play. Maybe it's Hireman throwing the ball to the tight end. He's not been a factor in the pass game. He's been a good blocker, but they haven't thrown him the football.
The Hokies know had that field goal gone through, it might have iced it, but now Ohio State still got a chance. Pass is incomplete, intended for Jalen Marshall. And again, there was pressure on JT Barrett as he let go of the football.
I just think the way Virginia Tech has defended the perimeter runs, it has taken Dontre Wilson and Jalen Marshall out of the game. Neither one of them has been a factor, and they're normally big-time playmakers on the perimeter, and it's put everything right into the hands of JT Barrett in the throw game.
He's only hit 1 of his last 12, and he's not even going to get this one out of his hand. Daddy Nicholas again. Another sack for Big Daddy.
He just comes inside and runs right through the right guard, Billy Price, number 54. Just overpowered him. That's all about leverage.
Ohio State, it's their 2nd of the half.
And Ohio State takes another timeout. They're down to 1. 7 times tonight, Todd, Ohio State's found themselves 3rd down and 10 or more, and they haven't converted one yet.
That's a hard way to play football, especially against a team that is as aggressive as Virginia Tech. And now they've got the deep safety again.
Playing way back at the 35-yard line. That deep safety who's got 2 interceptions already tonight. Barrett in trouble, trying to run his way out of it. Broke a tackle. JT Barrett got a first down. Are you kidding me?
Great effort. Just what they needed at the right time. JT Barrett really has been the most dynamic playmaker of this offense tonight.
He's over 100 yards on the ground. He got 21 on a 3rd and 20. Still life for the Buckeyes. Under 2.5 minutes. Barrett going down again, and this one's on a corner blitz by Kendall Fuller. Everybody getting in the act in the Buckeye backfield.
Yeah, and JT Barrett did not know that one was coming. He had a back on that side, but the back had two guys to choose from, and he did the right thing. You block the most dangerous, which is the inside rusher. That left Fuller free, and JT Barrett was not aware of it.
Second down and 19. Barrett fires far side, complete, breaking the tackles. Corey Smith. Finally, they get one to number 84, and he hangs on. First down, Buckeyes.
That was excellent protection that time. Protection has been a little bit suspect here in the fourth quarter. That time, they gave JT Barrett great time to survey the defense and make a strong throw.
And Kendall Fuller is the guy that's down.
And I would say right now, if I'm Tom Herman, I'm looking to see who are they bringing in for Fuller. And whoever they bring in the game, that's where I'm going to target this particular play. Virginia Tech blitzes him. Pretty smart.
Barrett scrambling around. He's going to tuck it and run. And he gets down to the 43-yard line. The clock is a definite factor. The Buckeyes have one timeout remaining. On 2nd and 7. Barrett, he's going to go down again. Deion Clark with a sack. That's number 6. And here comes a 3rd and long situation one more time. And that's the last timeout the Buckeyes have.
And just nobody blocked him. I mean, it was a little bit of a slow rush. Watch Deion Clark, number 40, kind of just comes slow and nobody picks him up. And really, that's probably on Rod Smith, the running back. Somebody's got to take that inside rush away. And if you let somebody come free, you make him be the outermost rusher. That time too easy for Deion Clark to the quarterback.
I might have said 6th sack. That's the 7th sack of the night for the Hokies. 59 seconds. Ohio State's used its last time out. Legends 3rd down and 16. It's 2-down territory because they're never going to get the ball back. So they don't need to get all this 16 in one chunk because they're going to have 2 plays. It's all come down to a couple of snaps as to whether or not the Buckeyes can avoid an upset in front of their home crowd, the largest ever.
JT Barrett will learn as he grows as a quarterback. That sack is about the worst thing that can happen to you in this situation, is to put yourself in this kind of a 3rd down.
Barrett throws, and it's intercepted again, and that's going to be the ball game. Donovan Riley down the sideline, and he's going to take it. Touchdown, and the capper of the night. The man that replaced Kendall Fuller takes it 63 yards for a touchdown.
Well, there was a miscommunication between JT Barrett and his intended receiver because he threw it. The receiver, Corey Smith, was still running down the field, and that was an easy interception for Riley. This game serves a little notice to the rest of the folks in the ACC, too, that Virginia Tech is going to be a little bit more of a handful than you might have thought.
Virginia Tech's defense, 3 takeaways, 7 sacks, and the last one gives them a 2-touchdown cushion again.
Somehow there was a misfire or miscommunication. Corey Smith's going to run a go route. The ball's thrown like he intended the receiver to come back, and the only guy that was there was the defender, Donovan Riley.
And once he got past that last man, it was cruise control. The folks that came from Blacksburg are a happy bunch over there in the left end zone. Basically is where most of those seats are. And now a lot of the scarlet and gray is starting to empty the horseshoe. Again, having to kick off from the 20. They're going to line drive this one. Picked up on one hop by Dontre Wilson. And he'll go down at about the 44-yard line. He made a couple of mistakes tonight, but other than that, he was pretty darn good, wasn't he?
He really was. He really was. He hasn't been around Blacksburg very long.
No.
It's been a pretty short time. Kind of reminded me talking to him about like when Russell Wilson went to Wisconsin. You know, very similar kind of a takeover. Wasn't there very long. Endeared himself to his teammates quickly. Established himself as a leader. And, well, you just saw that in the way he carries himself with his team tonight.
Make friends in a hurry when you play like that.
Yep.
So not a good day for the Big Ten. And it continues here as another streak coming to an end. 64 straight regular season home wins against unranked non-conference opponents. The Hokies might not be unranked on Monday with the way they played tonight. And Ohio State's obviously going to take it big time in the rankings as Frank Beamer wins number 226 as the head coach of the Hokies and number 268 overall. He said, we've been in tough places, tough environments, big stadiums on the road, and we've done pretty well. They did it again tonight.
Big strong hug from his son Shane too there. First guy out.
Two guys that have a lot of respect for each other. And Ohio State falls to 1-1. The Hokies are 2-0. Let's check in with Frank and Holly.
Well, Coach, you did something tonight nobody's done since 1979. When did you know that your team was ready to play in this ballgame tonight?
Well, we've had a good preseason. I said all along I like this football team, and you know they came in here and played great. I thought our coaches great, and you know it was a great team win. But it's early, got to build off of it and keep on going. As
impressive as your defensive fronts have been over the years, how do you rate this experience tonight?
Well, I think they're very fast, you know, and I got to give our quarterback Brewer some credit here. I thought he handled himself well. Had a couple turnovers. We got to get rid of that, but overall he handled himself well. I'm proud of our football team. Kicking wise, offense wise, defense wise, we put it, you know, we're all together in this thing.
Proud but not satisfied.
Yeah, we got to build on it. Well, it's just the beginning.
Well, your quarterback, you had an interception that they went in and tied the score with that touchdown. But the next drive, you came back and led your team down the field. How did you pull yourself together in that moment?
Well, you know, playing at Virginia Tech, you know you're going to always have a great defense backing you up. And, you know, I just had to tell myself, you just got to forget about it and play the next play. And, you know, that's what you got to do in big games. And I'm so incredibly proud of the team, the offensive line, the backs, the receivers, the defense. You know, the coaches, we had a great game plan going into it, and, you know, we feel fortunate to come away with the win.
I asked you yesterday what a Hokie is, and you weren't sure. Do you know what it is now?
Yeah, I'm supposed to say I am.
Well, you were tonight. Thank you.
Thank you.
Well, nothing Hokie about the victory, that's for sure. They did it in style, didn't they? A big upset at the Horseshoe tonight. Virginia Tech 35. 8th-ranked Ohio State 21. That's going to wrap it up for us. For Todd Blackledge and Holly Rowe, Brad Nessler saying so long from Columbus, Ohio. Sports Center is next.